Good morning, team. Thank you so much for hopping on with me today. It's been 3 weeks and I missed you. I missed this opportunity. I love to write and love to get on and chat about what's on my mind and what I'm thinking about. I love this time of year. Here we are on September 16th, getting ready to launch into an incredibly important 90 days before we get into the holidays. And the focus really now for me is 2025, as it should be for all of us. And on this 248th episode of my Monday Morning Pep Talk, I will challenge you to take a look at everything in your life and business and identify those strategies which are giving you a return on your investment, not just in money, but also in time. And I want you to make a commitment to doubling down on those strategies. And at the same time, I'm going to challenge you to take a look at those things that are not working. And I want you to eliminate them, again, from your life and business. We call this right sizing. And today I'll start a series of Monday morning pep talks that will provide you with ideas on how you can best accomplish the strategy in different areas of, again, your life and business. But before I jump into today's call, I want to remind you of my professional purpose, and that really truly is to help you, the full service, full fee advisor, optimize your productivity and help you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because happy brokers, or excuse me, here I go. I just said that, happy advisors sell more real estate. And I do that by teaching you how to handle the challenges and opportunities that you face every single day. And if you can effectively manage those certain situations that arise on a daily basis in your business, you will be more productive and you will live a life that is the best version of yourself. My ask, as always, is that you just join me today as if you're on a call with me or a Zoom or one-on-one in my office, doing a one-on-one coaching call. And I want you to listen from that vantage point, okay? And I guess I'm entering my take flight, fly light era. Now, last week I was in my cowboy era. I had my cowboy hat on, I had my boots. Felt pretty good about that. That was fun. But as we enter this period of time in our year, in our business, I really am entering my take flight, fly light era. Fly light is essentially version 5. It's the version 5 editing of Take Flight, which is my high performance coaching platform, which I started organically in September of 2011. 13 years this month. My truth has been to identify strategies for real estate advisors that make a real difference in their lives and their businesses. And each year I put out the equivalent of 2 to 3 audiobooks of content, which has been effective, but it also creates a problem. And that is the good stuff can get buried. The good stuff can get lost in all of the content. And the pruning process that I will take on with Fly Light has really challenged me further to change my thinking to less is more. Less is more. Now, it contradicts our current culture, which points to hustle more, do more, try more, no matter the cost, which doesn't work over the long haul because of, like I said, all of the noise. There's so much out there that you guys have to comb through to get to the good stuff. And Take Flight, Fly Light is flexible. It's really my job to be the editor, right? It's my job to go in and grab the good stuff. And, I've been writing for, 13 years, and now it's that opportunity with Take Flight, Fly Light to go in and boil it down even further. Like I said, it's flexible, and it's not a one-size-fits-all process. And like I said, it will cut right to the good stuff over the course of the coming weeks. My Monday Morning Pep Talks, really the next 10 to 12 episodes, will wrap up 2024. It will be the greatest hits of Take Flight, the good old-fashioned go-tos that work every single time. And for those of you that follow me closely, you'll see some changes in approach and philosophy around what I feel is working in today's environment. You'll see some slight changes to phrases and words that I use to make up my guiding principles. I'm more focused than ever on bringing a larger group of real estate advisors and entrepreneurs along for the ride to what could be, with the right effort placed on the right strategies. Now, last week at our global networking event sponsored by Sotheby's International Realty, it became apparent to me through speaking to many of you that listen that you do value the content. It's an important, part of your week. And for many of you, it has become part of your weekly routine. And for those of you that offered that feedback, thank you. It was inspiring to me to know that people are listening. And again, when you're sitting here in an office like I am today with this camera on and this light, blaring in my face, you don't always know who's listening. You don't. It's you, it's the telephone, it's the microphone, it's the content, and you're sitting here delivering it. You just don't know who's listening. And when I was dropped in the middle of 2,500 real estate brokers being approached about the content and how much you appreciate it, gave me an extra skip into my step here and another reason to recommit to this weekly content. It's a creation process. It's 3 to 5 hours a week. Okay, so by hearing your feedback really gave me that extra assurance that it's worth the time and effort. Okay, you'll notice that Fly Light Monday Morning Pep Talks will be a little bit shorter. Now I'm going to be hard pressed to write and only deliver something in 8 to 10 minutes. Okay. Because I like to talk and I'm becoming more comfortable behind the microphone. The titles of the Monday Morning Pep Talks will be shorter, less than 5 words. And that's trying to get you, the whole idea of less is more, right? Down to the title. Like I said, these 8 to 12 minutes long, it's a time frame that allows you to get in the car, hit play, get to your showing, a couple blocks away, listen. And I want it to be content that is so good that you want to listen to it over and over again. Now, if it's 15 to 25 minutes long, it can become overwhelming, okay? Where it's like, I can't commit to 25 minutes, so I don't hit play. But if I hit 8 to 10, you can literally listen, not just once, but if you like it well enough, you can go back and listen again, okay? So that's the whole idea about it. One of the other things that I learned from talking to these 40 to 50 people at the G&E that approached me was that to a person, you guys are listening on Apple Podcast, okay? So I'm going to really put my focus back there. The links are going to be there. There will be a purpose for YouTube, no question at all. But it was all that you wanted. You wanted your content delivered in Apple Podcasts and you wanted it delivered on Instagram. So that's where I'm going to put my effort. Interestingly enough, nobody really talked at all about Spotify and a little bit about YouTube, but not much. So that's where I'm at, team, as a content creator, coming out of a very important and personally my favorite G&E to date. I've been to 7 of them. So here's some of the topics that I'm going to talk about over the course of 2024, the remainder of 24, before the clock strikes midnight and we move on December 31st and we move into 2025. Yes, 2025. Okay, we've got to be all in on what's coming. All right. First topic that I'm going to hit, and this is just a purview to one of the calls I'm going to make, but the word vision. It's interesting. I'm asking myself, is it the right word that's needed to motivate entrepreneurs and real estate professionals to do the work that's needed to set those new standards they've placed on themselves? I don't think so. I'm not going to get rid of it in my content. You're going to hear the word vision, but I think it is not resonating across the group, especially with my agents here, my advisors here at Jameson Sotheby's International Realty, and some of my coaching students. It feels very 2013 to 2017. So I need to raise the level of understanding around words that clarify, right? Clarity is one of them. Okay, clarity, what is my clarity of purpose for what I want to do to live better, live the life I want to live, and become the person that I want to become? Vision wasn't resonating. Clarity is, and here's the one that you're going to hear me use a lot, and that is the word standards. What are the standards that I have placed on my life? What are the standards that I have placed on my business? What am I going to settle for? And especially as it relates around the people that I'm going to work with, the fee that I collect. These are standards. I can feel it, right? You guys are resonating with that word more so than vision. So as you sit down and you start doing your business planning for 2025, think about the standards that you're setting for yourself. Okay, not going to totally ditch the word vision. Okay, but I'm going to start talking about clarity of purpose and the level of standards that you've set for your life and business. Daily rhythm is the next word. It's going to replace morning ritual. Yes, do I have a morning ritual? Have I had a morning ritual since I couldn't sleep back in 2008, where the adrenaline woke me up? And from that February morning in 2008, I have become a morning person because I couldn't sleep, and then it turned into something really, really powerful for me. Okay? But it's not for everybody. And I don't want someone to check out or tap out of this process if they're not speaking my language fully as it relates to habits, routines, and rituals. I don't care, as long as you are playing on offense, all right, where you're getting to your clients before they get to you. I don't care what your ritual is or what your rhythm is. So we're going to talk about daily rhythm over morning ritual. All right, the next topic, which I'm going to really go deep on this next week, and it's called the next 10. The next 10, and this is a phrase that I developed over the course of 2024. It describes a CRM and relationship management based thought process, which combines an intuitive approach to managing your 5 lists, which are your top 100, your top 100 referral partners around the country, your warm list, your hot list, and your list of collaborative brokers in your hyperlocal market. It's the idea of going through those lists and reviewing them intuitively and saying, oh, I need to talk to that person. Oh, I need to talk to that person. Yeah, just saw them last week at the grocery store. We're good there. But you just keep going, and you always have a list of 10 that you go in and you make those connections. And when I say call or contact, you immediately think, Jim, I got to pick up the phone and call. In some cases, yes. Is that a great way to approach people? Depends on the person, right? But there's DMs, there's emails, there's meetings, coffees, dinners, whatever it might be. But you gotta get to the point where you've got a running list of 10 people that are the most important to develop a higher level of relationship with next. Okay, so the next 10. We're going to talk about this next week. I really like that concept. It works incredibly well. You've not heard me talk about it, but it's something we've developed here in 2024, and we're going to roll it out for business planning season 2025, and will be the first topic I talk about in this Fly Light series. These 3 topics are just a few examples of powerful, proven updates to take flight that I will cover over the coming weeks, again, as we wrap up 2024. And now, as the industry changes, I feel strongly that leaders and content creators must also change. They must also change. And so I realize the call for that. And I'm going to lead the charge as best I can to get people thinking differently. Okay, our business is harder. My last call, episode 247, was success is hard. And that will be on the email that will be coming out here shortly. A little bit more on that here in a second. Is it official? Am I in my take flight, fly light era? I think I am. Because I've listened, I've observed, and it became abundantly clear that take flight needed another round of pruning, another round of editing. I want to thank the book, Essentialism, right? Greg McKeown talked about editing. And that's what right sizing is, and elimination. It's about editing everything. Editing is a process of eliminating what's not needed. Love that word. I made some changes to the 2025 Take Flight Business Planning Guide, which is going to be out in the coming weeks. Okay, you got one last year. It's on my website. That will be on next week's email, hopefully, an updated version of that. So I too, I've challenged you, I've challenged myself to edit what works in my life and business. And I challenge you to take this final quarter of 2024 to do the same. Time to right size, okay? We all need a little editing, and that's truly for you to decide though, okay? It's for you to decide, but I will bring you my thoughts, unvarnished, over the coming weeks. You'll see a little change in the process. I pre-recorded this call along with the transcript, etc. So in your inbox, shortly before the top of the hour, you're going to get this week's call with the transcript and supporting audios with a focus on Apple Podcast, like I said. And so those recordings are there for you. And I'm excited, team, for what this fall market could really, truly be for you. And I want you to start thinking about 2025 right now and looking at every part of your business and your life, saying, what can I improve? Okay? Appreciate you. Thanks for jumping on. I will talk to you next week. Have a good week, everybody. Bye.